Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today, well, it's the end of February and well, it's a nice day and I'm planning to work on this fusion project. These are all privets and well, I added some cuttings the last video, and I also made a trunk of this by just roughly wiring it in. And now I noticed, of course, that all the new growth and the little twigs are crossing, and I'm going to try to rearrange them. And therefore I'm going to first of all remove all the old wires, and then I will need to reposition everything and, well, just give it a proper wiring, a sort of tension that I can apply to the trees to make them fuse a little quicker. So let's come a little closer. The buds are swelling and now it is obvious. I can see which parts are alive and kicking, which ones are not, but I think that everything looks quite okay. So what I'm going to do is remove these wires here in order to position the new little shoots right between them, so that I can close all the gaps that I have. And therefore I'm going to use some nails. Now, it is not necessary to remove all of these things, but some are in a bad spot. You see, I have a whole lot of new growth here, but I cannot position it because I have all the wires here. So what I need to do now is to cut all these wires and then reposition these branches. So here I go. Going to cut this wire like so, remove the wire that I have here, just opening it up. If I can pull it out, it's even better. Yeah. And now I'm going to have a look. So I have quite a lot of growth here, that's good, but these I would like to get them a little closer, so I probably just have to take a little nail, push this one over here, put the nail in the foam trunk, and so I have a whole lot more space to put the others in, and I'm going to do that for the whole tree. So yeah, it's going to be quite a long work, but I think it's going to be worth it. So I'll finish this. I now have nails all over the trunk, and it's just dividing the, well, it's not holding anything against the trunk, so it's just dividing the complete structure. And now of course I need to apply some tension on everything. So these are trees that I just take as extra cuttings. I don't need to include them in this fusion. I'm going to carefully avoid strangling them, and I'm going to apply lightly some pressure here, and as I do, I'm going to climb up the tree with my synthetic raffia and apply more pressure. And I'm just going to order everything here, well, give it an order, like so. And this might take a while, but in the end it's supposed to close every gap, because I think I got enough material now to grow, so it looks quite okay. So I'm going to work my way up, and then I'll be back just up to here. I don't know if you can see, yeah, up to here, and then I'll try to do something about the two main branches that I want to create now. So I'll be right back. I went up and down with the wire up to this point, and I think I got a quite tight wrap here. Everything, well, except a few small details, is now really well positioned, and I think that if all this starts to grow like it is supposed to grow, it will close up a whole lot of gaps this year, and well, that's not bad at all. So now I'm going to try to tackle the top here. So let me zoom in on this. So if I take a look at the tree from with this as a front, so I'm not sure about the front, but let's say this is the front. Might be, or this might be the front too, I don't know, because I have a nice curve here which might become interesting. So okay, let's say this is the front, why not? No. Then I should try to have this as a main trunk, and then this can become a secondary trunk, which could be very interesting. So I'm going to put a piece of wire here, and then wrap this also in raffia. So I'm going to take a piece of wire, put it like a little twig in here, and then wire it with raffia. Let's try that and do the same here. So I have no clue what I'm going to do here, but well, this might become a little tricky. So I'm going to try to anchor this wire here. Don't make it too complicated, and then maybe follow the shape that I already have, which is going to be something like that. And then I'm going to cut my wire. It's a big electrical copper wire, and then I will try to fix it some more. So I'm going to make a little loop, leaving quite a big end to make a knot. I'm going to put this one through here, and then slide it over the whole thing, like so. Apply some tension, and it's always good to anchor your loop. I'm going to do that just by putting it over this nail here, so when I apply pressure it's not running away. So I'm going to slowly start guiding my wire, and then putting every little twig where I want it. It's not difficult, but it's a work of patience. So you see, it's better to put that one here. And applying this tension here will make this whole thing fuse a whole lot faster and a whole lot better. Okay. So now it's even more complicated because I need to remove the blue wire while I'm climbing up. So in this season it's obvious that you're going to crush some buds. But there's nothing I can do about that, I think. So now I need to press this and slowly remove the blue one. Okay, and then I can go a little higher. Again, I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but it's always fun to try something new. I think it looks quite okay at this point. So I need to remove the whole blue wire now, and I'm at this junction, so that's a critical portion. So I'm going to go back and down. Try not to crush too much of these buds. Gently, yeah. Maybe one last turn, and then I'll hit the nail where everything is anchored. So just going to make a little turn around that nail. And make a knot. So this part is secured, and I can now untangle the blue wire completely. It's quite stiff. Okay, so now I need to include this wire a little more into that little piece, into this part. So let's do that. I made a new little wire the same way I did the previous one, and now I'm going to try to bundle this around the big copper wire here. Now it is not my intention to leave this copper wire here forever and ever, but if it grows in it and I cannot get it out, well, so be it. So here I might even try to leave one or two out and start making a first branching. And I'm at the top, so now I need to come back. Now all of these privets and most of the deciduous trees are very apically dominant, which means that they grow the best at the top. So this portion is probably going to be very vigorous. Okay, so this is well tied now, and well, I'm not going to cut anything here. I'm just going to do exactly the same with this one, and therefore I'm going to use maybe another piece of wire. Okay, so I'll just do that off camera, because, well, it's just the same. This so-called secondary trunk or big first branch is now also wired, and I'm going to remove a part of this wire because there's no use in this thing sticking up so high. So okay, let's have a look from a distance now and see about the front. So I'm also looking on the camera screen here, because I noticed that you often have a very good view. So this is a nice curve, I think, and this might be a good front, because then we have the first branch that is a little bit more in the front, and this one is in the back. So I'd like to have this, well, when I repot it, probably a little more like this. So let's put something under here, something like this. Might make it a little more impressive. This is too much. I'm gonna take my screwdriver. This looks better. Okay, so, but the start of the curvature is like this, so I need to come back a little more to that side. So I'm going to grab this here, and now I hope that my wire does the trick. It certainly does. And I will come back a little more here. Well, this works really well. This is of course way too much, but maybe when I do this, it's going to look a little better. Now probably when you when this wire is removed, it's really too much. It's going to bounce back a little, but that's not certain, because if this part fuses, then it's done. Then the bend will stay how it is now. So now I need to do something about this, because this is too straight. I think this is a nice movement. Could even be a little better, like so. And then this comes to here, goes a little to the back, and comes up. How about that? Yeah, I think it's quite elegant. Let's turn this around. Well, I think for the first time I have a front now, and I think it's going to be something like this. And I hope you agree. If you don't, well, there's no harm in telling me that. Okay, so to be continued, and we'll see about this in the next growing season. So looking quite good. I like the fact that you don't see the wire, because it's a brown electrical wire. Might just snip off some of the tops here. And the rest, well, let it grow. Now this is the first week of April, and well, this privet fusion is looking quite okay, I think. Even the cuttings are starting to grow, and well, this is the front, and the tree is still on an angle here, and I must say, well, it looks like all the little cuttings and trees are growing, so probably this year, well, there will be a good closing of all the gaps that are left, and maybe fusion will start to become a fact. So it's quite promising. So I think that yeah, I think that this project is well on its way. So to be continued in the summer. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.